Well, I mean, any game that you play, if you don't continue to play the game correctly and throw the pitches where you want to throw them, you know, it could happen in the first, could happen in the ninth, but it is, you're right, it has happened in the middle of the game where either our starter is on the third time around or our middle reliever's just not getting the job done. But we're just walking the leadoff hitter. It just spells doom. We're just doing it too much. We did it tonight after we scored the run to go ahead, and then Archie went out and walked the leadoff guy. So those are just not recipes to win, and we have to tighten it up. We're just not playing winning baseball right now. That's what it comes down to. So, you can make excuses for it, but we just have to play better.
Norris hit a home run there, but, I mean, was he trying to kind of pitch around him?
No, he was not at all. He was going after him. The 3-0 pitch, we knew he'd be swinging. And their thought, the two of them, their thought was to get in on him. He might get big with his swing, and Derek did a good job of shortening his swing up, and that ball was probably 3-4 inches off the plate in. And he did a really good job of hitting it. So you had to tip your cap to him on that pitch. But again, it was 3-0. It was not trying to pitch around. If we were trying to pitch around, we just would have walked him at that point. We've learned our lesson there. So again, the leadoff walk, getting behind hitters is not good in the big leagues. These guys are good hitters. They come here for a reason. So when you fall behind, look at the numbers, much better.
Is that the biggest issue with Archie? Because no one was watching. He left the leadoff hitters, I think, like 4 out of 6 times.
Right.
And sometimes it's the first 2 guys.
Yeah, and that's just not going to – it's going to be tough to dance around that. He did for a while. Again, his stuff tonight was better than it was the other night. His fastball had real good life, good velocity. Breaking ball he used really well. It just has to be consistent. He has to become a winning pitcher. And that's what we, sort of a theme with a lot of our guys right now is their stuff's good. They're having some really impressive innings, but they have to give us 6-7 of those. And also, we just have to play good defense behind them also. But that's something that we're going to work on and they're going to get better at.
Runners on second and third on the seventh. Are you still feeling encouraged?
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. We felt really good. We don't – just one thing the guys in there don't do is quit. They're never going to quit. So they kept battling and had the second and third. He made some good pitches down in the zone there for the called strike to Lamb and Goldie too. Obviously you don't like to get called out with guys in scoring position, but those were really good pitches.
How do you fix pitcher execution?
It just comes with repetition and work and getting better. That's what they do side work for. They do drills. But when it comes down across that white line and doing it in the game, you have to do it. It takes time. All the great guys have had their struggles. If you look at their careers, it's very difficult to come here and just dominate from day one. So very few guys do, and we feel like we have a group of guys here that are getting a lot of experience, and we'd like to see it happen quicker, but right now it's just not. And at this time of year, the hitters are starting to feel it too. They're feeling good. It's real warm out everywhere. But we have to pitch better. We have to play better defense. We have to hit better with 2 strikes. We have to run the bases better. We're making a lot of mistakes, and those are just not going to be recipes to win, like I said.
You're coming to the break and talking about fundamental improvement. Is that hard for you to, as a manager, is that hard for you to deal with when you see those things in July still?
Well, it hasn't happened all year. There's been breakdowns of late. Yeah, it's hard because I feel like I manage the game when we run spring training. The way we work it is we really work on the fundamentals, and when we don't do things right, when we miss signs, things like that we really focus on. We think we have very smart players. Those are frustrating things at times. So that happens also. But not being able to score on the ball that was softly hit in the first inning, that's another run. Those are things that we work on, and we're just not doing a lot of those things right now.
Another tough one for Daniel. He's just trying to fight it off right now.
Yeah, it's a tough time for him. You're right. He's been having a rough go of it. Confidence probably is a little bit down, but he's just got to keep working through it. Got to keep pitching, and like I said, just like the other guys, just like the starters, you have to have good location. It's like real estate in baseball. If you don't have good location, these hitters are going to get you. They really are.
He's gone tomorrow, but he'll be
He's leaving on, he's leaving tonight or tomorrow morning for a funeral, and he will be back on Saturday in San Francisco.
With all that being said, the team is still really not that far away from a wild card position if it gets hot. What could this team do different going forward? To maybe
Well, we
get a
just,
winning streak?
I think just all the things I talked about. If we just tighten it up and play better, pitch better, we could. But we have to get our own game in order. You know, you're right, 100%. The numbers, if you look at them, you know, where we are, but we're not going to do it playing this type of baseball. We have to improve, and we know that. We know that in the coach's room. We know it in the locker room, and it's just a matter of keep working at it. And whether it's giving a guy rest, like Tomas tonight, we gave him a day off. He's been really pushed hard. Maybe some other guys need some days off just to mentally and physically get a blow, which will help with the All-Star break.
So just to confirm with Daniel, it'll be Golly.
Golly will pitch tomorrow. He'll be the starter tomorrow, yes.
And, Bourne against 2 more hits. I mean, I know, you talked about his age and needing time, but he looks pretty good. It's hard to get
Right.
him around.
Yeah, it is. Very hard. He's been very important to us. It's been a good sign for us. Kind of bailed us out. It's right now, Chris Herman's hammy's a little tight. We're using him off the bench, maybe catch him on Wednesday, but it would be probably Tomas or Goslin in center if Borney came out of the game. So, we've been kind of moving those pieces around, those chess pieces. So he's been a very and never quits. You saw his hits come late in the game a lot, which is really important. So I think we have. Let me get back to your question. I think we have the personnel to get back into that situation, but until we improve our play and our execution, it's going to be difficult. So that's my job and the coach's job, and then awfully it falls on the players in the end because they're the ones that go up there and take the at-bats and make the plays.
And maybe this weekend's a good example of it, but you've had a lot of turnover. I mean, it doesn't feel like you've had a consistent group, and whether that's injury or babies or
Yeah.
girls. And
You're right. You're right, but everybody does. I was talking to Andy Green today before the game, and we all have turnover. I mean, look at the Giants team we faced this weekend. It was a lot different than the one we faced last time. So that's not an excuse. That's why we have spring training. We get to see 60-some guys. They all get to see us, and then we know about our minor leagues. I watch them every night. So that's just an excuse that we won't go there. But you're right. There's a lot of turnover.